Hey Josh, it's Friday, and I'll be honest, I kind of forgot that it was Friday. It's been a day. Anyway, first off, to answer your question uh, from from this week, um, I'll be honest, I don't really pay that close of attention to the news anymore. I've kind of gotten to the point where I just don't trust anything that I see on the internet, no matter what place it's from, so I can't really say that I take any steps to make sure that I don't fall for misinformation or anything other than just straight up not believing anything online. I know it's not exactly the best reasoning for it, but I don't know, it's just everything is just a headache nowadays for me, and I just don't want to deal with it. I know it's bad, but eh, I should focus on that more. Anyway, kind of want to continue the conversation that I was having with my last video. I'm actually gonna, sorry, I'm filming in a different angle than I normally do, so I'm trying to find the best lighting. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. Anyway, sorry. I kind of wanted to continue the conversation that I had last week, talking about the idea of decaying worlds and the ancient civilizations of ancient civilizations and all that. Hi! Sorry, there's a cat. But yeah, it's still just fascinating to me, and like, I've thought a bit about how I want to do that in my own world, due to the fact that, technically speaking, my world is kind of sort of a post-apocalypse after the Great Flood, and it's I haven't gotten a chance to get to it yet because I just haven't been able to have a session in my world of Desmondus in a very long time here. But the ancient kingdoms of my world prior to the flood. So I think I've mentioned before, the main story that I have going on takes place roughly 1,000 years after the flood. It's not quite to 1,000 yet, but we're going to be heading to 1,000 by the end of the storyline. And so the actual flood happened. So in my world, I have a holiday. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, and my notes are not easily accessible right now. But essentially, it is a celebration of Iyun. I don't know how her name is pronounced, but she's the goddess of knowledge. I also use her as the goddess of magic in my world. And during her specific holiday, the veil between the planes gets very thin, and every 1,000 years specifically, it is even more thin, that like you could straight up just like see the fabric of the universe essentially in specific areas. One of those areas was the Temple of the Sea in Aquamos, which is, I had a game that I refer to as Des Origins. It was a 4-shot, I think. It was either 3 or 4 sessions, I don't remember, but in the Temple of the Sea in Aquamos, I know, real original with the names there, eh? So that it has one of the biggest portals to the plane of water there specifically, and that is where the flood originated from, along with each of the other kingdoms as well, which are all ruins and buried underwater. Well, I guess buried underwater, submerged underwater, I guess, in areas that even sea elves and tritons are terrified to explore. So, in all four kingdoms, they each hold a temple that is dedicated to one of the four elemental planes, and during this thinning of the veil between the realities and the planes and everything, pretty much, that is when the Elder Elementals got released into the world and proceeded to wreak havoc on the world. I haven't gotten too far in really explaining the other kingdoms, what happened during those. But in Teralim, which holds the Temple of the Mountain, which was the plane of Earth, there was several earthquakes in the Empirosai, which had the Temple of the Sun, I think? I don't think it was the Sun. I don't fully remember. Might have been the ancient Temple of the Flame. I'm gonna have to double check my notes. Again, I don't have them handy right now. I should have thought about that. But there, the Phoenix got released and several volcanic eruptions happened. In Ventamal, which had the elemental plane of the ancient temple, or the Temple of the Sky, the Tempest, I think? I don't remember, again, don't remember the names of the Elder Elementals off the top of my head. But it was released and just wrecked the landscape with storms and tornadoes. And then finally Aquamos, which had the Temple of the Sea. The only name that I actually remember, Nether, which is the Leviathan. The stat blocks are in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, I think, and Monsters of the Multiverse. It was in both of them, but Nether was what caused the world ultimately to flood, and so it destroyed pretty much all of civilization. I think I might have mentioned last video about how pre-flood they had like Warforged, they had full-on guns and like air, like it hasn't come up yet, but it has like full-on airships, and I'm probably gonna have something similar to the floating cities thing from the Forgotten Realms, as well as Exandria, Critical Role. But I'm probably going to have that as well, because it was just such a technologically advanced era that just got wiped off. All of history just got wiped in one night, pretty much. And they basically had to start from zero again. And so it is definitely something that I am excited to explore more. Again, I could continue rambling for this for an hour. I'm already almost at 9 minutes of mostly just rambling. So this might be another continuation, but yeah. My World of Desmondus, it's so fun to write for, and I seriously need to just write a story in the world. I might do that eventually, but I guess that'll do for this video. So Josh, my question for you is, I vaguely remember your homebrew world that we played in forever ago. I think that was I still in high school maybe? I don't know. So what, if you don't mind me asking, what caused your world to flood? Because your world was a huge inspiration on Desmondus as well. So that'll do for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Tuesday. Had to think about that for a second. Later, bro.